Okay. So, to be honest, didn't know exactly what I was going to call this live stream, because what do you call a live stream where you just want to like sit back, talk with people, and just chat about Linux, watch YouTube videos, I don't know, mess around on the system, do whatever. Like, I don't really have any plans. I don't really want to just like record a video. I just kind of want to sit down, hang out, and talk with people. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. So I figure what better way of doing that than just a live stream where, you know, you guys can ask me questions and we'll talk. And I love it. Literally, right as I go live. I'll just let all the dogs go wild out there. Literally, right as I go live. As soon as I go live. I mean, technically I'm scheduled for another 4 minutes, but still. Right as I go live, the dogs go crazy. Like, that's always how it works. Every single time I want to do a live stream, every single time I go live, and then like my mom gets home, my sister comes in, freaking Amazon comes by, the UPS man, a cousin stops by, the neighbor comes over, like everything. Oh no, I just let Buddy outside, like in the house. He can do whatever he wants out there. Actually, this is Buddy's stream, because even though this is supposed to be like, fielding out Linux questions, I guess I could go ahead and let you boys know a fun little thing. Actually, I think my sister has sent me some pictures so I could share them and then show them to you. But Buddy, knocked up my sister's husky, and so we have 6 poopies that have just been born today. It took this hoe about all day to birth all these pups. So, yeah, I got one photo here that's with her, and 2, and then here's the first one. So I can hold on. I'll share these to my computer. Close. Yes, let me do this. Share that to the drive. Oop. We upload that one and then upload this one, because I probably do want to have them on my Google Drive. But yeah, so Buddy now has 6 new children. I think it's two or 3 boys. Yeah, no, it's 2 boys and then the rest are girls, I'm pretty sure. So let me open up my browser. Let me go into my drive and let me get these images opened up. Come on. Oh, it doesn't let you open it up in a new tab. Oh wow, that's stupid. Okay, I'll just download them. Fine. Download these images. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't even have an image viewer installed. Oh wowzers. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me open up the other one. Oop. Open. Convert. Okay. So, I'll get the first one loaded up. Here we go. So this is the first of Buddy's pups. So that's my sister's husky, Nala. And this is, ignore all the birth. But yeah, that's his first boy. And here's her with the first 2 boys, because the first 2 were boys. And then I'm pretty sure everyone after that was all girls. Um, but yeah, so two of them have like a mixed brown coat, because you can see she's got some brown on her. She got from her mom, and then the rest are just like straight black with like white paws. So, Buddy has kids now. My dog is now a father. Oh no, we set it up. No, we set it up because apparently Husky and Blue Heeler mix is like very, very popular and supposedly a really good mix. So she had a Husky, I had a Blue Heeler. Perfect. And my dog was a Husky Blue Heeler mix. You're in for an experience. Well, I already know a couple people that are interested in them. So apparently it's something that's very, very sought after. But how's everyone doing? Essentially, other than talking about the fact that my sister's dog had puppies today, um, we're just gonna be hanging out doing Linuxy stuff. Um, Really, if you got any questions about like using Linux, any topics you want to discuss, this is like definitely the place to bring them up. We're just gonna be having fun, talking, BSing around. You know, uh, I don't really have anything that I need to do, that I need to get done. There, I mean, I could record videos, but come on, boys, that's boring. Let's hang out. Let's have some fun, dude. Uh, I have one question. Can you tell me how to stream audio without loss to another device like Android? Uh, what do you mean by without loss? Like, what do you mean? Like a literal drop in audio quality? Because I mean, immediately, like what my head goes to, just because I've been using it recently, would be MPD, because you could easily do that with MPD. Um, like you could set up a central MPD server. Shit, you could even throw it up on a VPS, so you could have it anywhere and everywhere. Um, Set up an MPD server and stream audio that way from PC to Android. Yeah, it'd probably be MPD, because you could set up an MPD server, and then just have clients, and you could control your music on your phone and computer seamlessly. Now, that again, that's going to require you literally setting up an MPD sound server, which is not that difficult. Like it sounds difficult, but it's really not. The most difficult thing will be setting up, like, a domain to connect up to the VPS so it looks pretty. That's pretty much it. So that would be my recommendation. Um, yes, MPD. So actually, let me talk about it a little bit more in depth. So MPD is what I use for my music. So if I go over here and press Mod M, it's going to load up my music player, which is Ario. This is based off of Rhythmbox. Like the design is based off of Rhythmbox. But it is a client for MPD. MPD is actually like my real music player. It's a audio daemon. I don't know exactly. Wait, hold on. Since I don't know, let me just load this up. MPD Arch, because I can't remember exactly how it's defined. Yeah, okay. So it's just a music player daemon. It's an audio player. Like, see, like this is the part that I'd never know how to define. It's an audio player that has a server client architecture. So it is technically an audio player, because that is what it does. But it's like, it's really hard to describe. Its name is very descriptive, but I mean, you don't have to use it as a dedicated server. You can use it, on the same system, like locally. So, but anyway, setting up MPD is actually very, very simple. You install MPD, the Arch Wiki will tell you, you just make sure MPD runs, normally you would do that through systemd when your user logs in through a user service, but you could do it 9 different ways to Sunday. You can do it any way you please. But if I vim into my .config/mpd/ I don't know, is it mpd.conf. So you set up your music directory, blah, 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 blah. You set up all the directories that you need for stuff. Some of this is not necessary, but you can literally just copy and paste my directories and change them up in different places if you want to. That's pretty much it. It's really not complicated. And you just have to make the MPD like folder that you're going to put it in. Like here in .local share, I just had to make a folder called MPD. It'll make the actual files it needs in there. And then you set up some settings for MPD. Like for me, it's, I'm using the local host. My input, I don't even remember what this is for. I think this is part of the default config. I can't even remember. Then you remember what the FIFO one is, but I think that's like, I think you need this if you want to do like visualizers or something like that. It's for something, but I mean, literally it's as simple as copying and putting in the actual config for like, do you want to use Pipewire? Do you want to use Pulse Audio? Do you just want to output the music? Like it's extremely easy to set up. You can go in and look at the configs, or the config examples, and they give plenty of extra examples. You can check the Arch Wiki, the Gentoo Wiki, even if you're not using those are great assets. Like there's a reason why when I hit Mod Shift S, I search through the Gentoo packages and then the Arch Wiki, mainly because the Gentoo packages, normally if I'm having an issue and I want to get to a Gentoo Wiki, I can look up the package page, then just click the wiki page for it too. And so it's really not that hard. And it just means that this list has less options in it. That's really about it. But yeah, setting up MPD is super easy, and just choose the client you want to use and set up the client to connect to MPD, which, especially if you're doing it locally, you don't even need to do that. Like most of the time, you don't even need to configure your client. But if you're going to be streaming, elsewhere into it, you probably will have to do some setup there. But again, everything in the documentation. MPD has great documentation, and every single well-known distro that's known for its wiki also has great documentation on MPD. I really like it. Okay, now I'm dropping a crap ton of frames. Hold on, boys. It's my internet connection. Huh. Josh, I need you to stop calling me every single time the stream is messing up or there's something going wrong. I know there's an issue. It's because of Wi-Fi. Something. I'm really far away from my router, and that's what it is. And it's an issue I can't fix right now. Dang. Boys, I know the stream is suffering hard. I know. It's because of the Wi-Fi. I don't know how to fix it. Like, it's better now, but I don't know what caused the issue in the first place. Have no idea. Yeah. Like, I don't really get it. I don't know. I don't know how my Wi-Fi connection can be completely fine and then all of a sudden just take a massive doo-doo. See, that's the problem. I can't plug it in. I don't know. I've got to do some more troubleshooting, which actually that could be something we do right now if you guys want to. But either there's no internet coming through that wall port there, um, which I highly doubt because we haven't messed with any of our Ethernet cords or anything with a router. So everything should be plugged up and working just fine. But either that's not coming through there, or the two shitty cables that I tried to plug into my computer are in fact broken, and there's no Ethernet going through those, or the chip in my motherboard is dead. I'm not sure. I haven't tested Ethernet with my laptop. I don't know where my laptop's at. Yeah, shit. Oh, it's outside, or it's out in the kitchen. Okay. So I could go grab my laptop and test that, but I figure you guys probably have like, questions and stuff. And how about this? If the live stream shats itself again, I'll go grab us the laptop and we'll start working on the Wi-Fi and figure out my Wi-Fi issues. Buddy's done barking. If your motherboard has a PCIe lane, just get a PCIe to Ethernet card, then use power line. What? That is such a convoluted method. I have an Ethernet port in my room. Why would I do any of that? If my motherboard's foiked, I'll just get a new motherboard. Come on now. Why would I buy some crappy $20? Well, also another thing, I can't just buy a PCIe card because I'm running a mini ITX board right now. I know what you're gonna say. Stop it. Refrain from it. I know. I originally wanted a super small, but no, sir. Get up there. You've got toys all over. Hold on. We have another pregnant dog in the house and she's making noises. Do we have more pups on the way? Hold on. Oh, nope, that's not puppies on the way. That would just be my mom yelling because Buddy pissed next to a chair, so I had to go clean up after my dog. You know you were guilty. I knew there was something weird going on when you came in with your ears back, dude. Yeah, there's nothing better than a chair and me being gone. Fantastic, top tier entertainment. We better get puppy pics if they're spawning. Why are you talking about spawning? Like, bro, this ain't a Minecraft instance, dog. M.2 to Ethernet next exist. Yeah, that's true. Wait, you have a port in your room? Why are you using one? Okay, bro, again, because the Ethernet card was messing up, and I stopped using Ethernet right about the time when I couldn't get Void installed because it wouldn't detect. Buddy, stop it, dude. What the heck? Dude, chill, stop it. There's toys all over. You got bones. The one piece of trash in the room, leave alone. Stop chewing on it. Holy crap. No, I'm not Darth. I'm not answering any of Josh's calls for the stream anymore. Not that I don't love talking to Josh, but you know, we've done it literally the past 3 or 4 live streams. Yes, I did show off pictures of Buddy and my sister's husky had puppies. So if you want to rewatch the stream later on or just check it out real quick, I did show off pictures towards the start of the stream. Also, so after I drink my root beer, I'm going to move on to this beautiful little thing right here, which is Buzzball. These things are fantastic. Oh, wowzers. They're 15% alcohol. And this one is a hazelnut latte. God bless, that's good. It's strong. Very strong. Wait, what was a legit question? Hold on. If your motherboard has a PCIe lane, just get a PCIe to Ethernet. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. I thought I answered that. Oh, my internet crapped again? Look, I've been keeping an eye over here on the drop frames, and I don't think I'm dropping any more frames. I don't think I have dropped any more frames. So if there's anything messing up, it's on YouTube's end, and they need to get their crap together. I'm not sick of you calling it all, Josh. It's just we've done it like 3 streams in a row. So, and again, I also don't want to alienate any of the people who don't have my phone number and can just call me. But Nate, just so you know, I did say I have a mini ITX board, so I can't just get a card and slap in it. But I probably will go get another one, or a new motherboard and a new PC case here before too long. Because my PC case, this is my like project case. It's got holes drilled in the bitch. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. I need to get a new one. Look, you were drinking a soy candle. Yeah, dude, if you haven't seen Buzzballs, look them up. They're like the most interesting drinks ever. Like, they're so odd. We sell them where I work. Oh, best Linux distro was the legit question. Okay, so I could do the BS answer that we always give. I mean, it's technically true, but it's, it's boring as shit to hear. Whichever one works for you, or, whichever one will boot up on your hardware and you like and looks good. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we could go down that route. Or I could just be an absolute giga chad and say Linux from scratch is the best distro out there. Because once you learn to use it, I mean, you can get a job in any tech field just because, just live stream the whole thing or record the whole thing, edit it, and make that your resume. You'll get hired instantly. Like, no problem. Also, like, daily drive it for a while too, so that they know you're like a real pro. There you go. That's the best. That's the best Linux distro. +1 for a Nix. Dude, everyone wants me to install Nix. I don't. I don't know that I want to. I really don't. I SATA to Ethernet, boys. All right, for the last time, if it is my motherboard, if I test it and it is my motherboard, I'm just buying a new motherboard. The reason I haven't tested it is because, well, here until recently, I haven't been ready to get a new motherboard. Now, with Christmas and stuff, I'll be ready to purchase a whole bunch of stuff. So, I mean, I got to buy one thing for myself, you know. Might as well get a new motherboard. But Linux from scratch isn't a distro. Sure, okay. I mean, okay. You know, it's there. You can install it. You can run it. It's a distro. It might not have, you know, a real name. I mean, I don't know. You can call it anything. You can install Arch, then repackage it and call it something else. Same thing with Linux from scratch. You start off with Linux from scratch, then you call it whatever you want. It's still a distro. It's Linux from scratch. I mean, Linux from scratch is not a distro in the sense that, like, I mean, it doesn't come with a package manager or, you know, like any of the tool sets that like most Linux distros come with, but still a distro. All right, so what? All right, fine. How about this? I'll flip it on you boys. In all of you, simple, no super long messages. In a simple message, what's the best Linux distro? Not in your opinion, the best Linux distro. What is factually the best Linux distro? Only based on facts, no opinions. And I don't want to hear your comments that that's not possible for you to give. Okay. Yeah. I am a just do it type of dude. Why aren't you using Linux from scratch? Because I did it once and just the install and getting it booted was a nightmare. I don't look, there are some packages that I use that I could compile, like Steam, for example. You can compile and build Steam yourself. It's a fucking nightmare to do it yourself, though. So, like, nah, I'll pass. How safe is Linux? Are there packages that have ever been packed with keygens? Look, there's been malware on every platform. Anyone who tells you that is a liar. There's viruses for Mac, Linux, Windows, everything. The main thing is Linux is safe in the same way that something like Mac OS is safe. It doesn't push users towards just clicking OK and accepting everything because you're constantly littered with pop-ups asking for permission to do everything. So you, when something does need root access, it stands out. That it asking for that means something. And no matter what, it's really up to the end user at the end of the day to give up those kind of very important privileges to packages. And normally speaking, you're not going to by accident. Most of the packages you're going to use on Linux are going to be safe and well maintained. There's not going to be any even question about their validity. Now, with that being said, if you just install anything randomly that you get told to use, or little nifty programs that are being talked about all the time like we do, there's a chance it could have something malicious in it. So just be aware of that and try to be careful at what you install. But at the end of the day, Linux is more secure than your most likely alternative, which is Windows. It is definitely more secure. So I'm getting, see, everyone has a completely different distro. Gentoo, Amazon Linux, Pop! OS, Ubuntu, Slackware, Debian, OpenSUSE. Every, like, people's idea of the best distro is clearly the best distro for them. Like it, hopefully what I'm saying makes sense there. Like, it's impossible for that question to be general. Like it can't be a general question. It has to be based off of the bias of the individual. So like my best distro, like if I was just actually taking the question seriously and responding from my own perspective, it would be Arch Linux, because I found it to be extremely reliable. It has everything I need. It has way more packages than I need. And at the end of the day, I've been using it for so long, I'm extremely familiar with it too. So doing anything in Arch is extremely simple to me. Almost everything is trivial. So, you know, like, I don't know. It's a really hard one to ask, and be giving general advice to people, or install all the stuff in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. What is the most known virus on Linux? I don't know, because most malware, if it's on Linux and it's intended to infect general population, it's also on Windows and Mac OS, typically. So I honestly don't know what the number one virus that's exclusive to Linux. And I guess, like, by most known, it's not just the one that, like, it got in the news cycle for a short period of time. I guess the question you're really asking is, like, was it, like the most effect? Like, what's the virus that most affected the most amount of people and is known about in Linux? I don't know specifically that one. But I mean, there is, like, I posted a short about it this morning, but like a week ago there was the Looney, what was it called? Looney Tunables CVE. It was a pretty nasty CVE, and it was in pretty much every major distro, um, their current default settings. And like, I believe it gave anyone like root privileges to the system. So talented in that area. Like, if you've been using i3 for 2 years, that might be the only fucking thing you know, but you still know how to configure i3, and you could walk someone through that easy peasy. Um, are there any guides on how to audit a package? Um, Probably not. But again, it depends on what platform you're talking about. But like, let's just say you're talking about, like, how do I audit a Arch package? Well, first you should look up how Arch package builds work, which is very simple. Then when you know how to read an Arch package build, then you can check to see if, the package build is doing anything that outside of the norm. And if it is doing something outside of the norm, you should look into that. And like, the 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 thing is there's not going to be a guide on how to audit any package, because packages are written in different programming languages, et cetera, et cetera. Like, there's a whole bunch of different things that, like, some packages need to start and execute services and do a whole bunch of different stuff. So like, there's a whole bunch of different aspects that you might have to learn during an audit of a package. And I don't think there's going to be a good guide for learning how to do that, because the best guide would be doing it yourself. Because for one, not only are you going to learn how, the system that you're looking to audit functions, how packages there function, but you'll also learn skills on how to read like Python code, how to read Rust code, how to read C code. And then you'll also over time learn out programming norms. Like you probably auditing packages and also understanding the packages that you use on your system, how they function, is one of the best things you can do. Not only is it actually fun to do, but also because, I mean, for one, you use them on the daily, so it's something you clearly enjoy using. Why not learn how it works? Like, I don't know, it's kind of the same thing as you use a microwave every day. Eventually, have you ever thought about taking apart the microwave and seeing how it works? Like, sure, I mean, you don't have to know it. You don't really care because you use the microwave. But, I mean, what if the microwave could be better? What if it could use less power? Like, all that kind of stuff. Strike and oppose? Wait, hold on, what? Okay, this is a YouTube problem, okay? On my end, there's no problem. I swear. Like, I don't even know. Like, I mean, I'm gonna close Steam just cause, but like, what? I'm not dropping any frames on my end. YouTube's fine. I don't know what's happening. Oh, wait, hold on. Adam, what in the hell does this message mean? How do is be good for the image and see themselves well? Are you okay, brother? Hopefully you're all right. I don't I don't know why your message caught my attention. But at first I thought I was having some real issues reading it. Um let's see. Let me try to catch up on chat. I'm having to ignore so many messages. Like there's so many messages. At least you guys are talking back and forth with each other, so I don't feel like I'm missing everyone's messages. Um, as far as I know, like on the YouTube like app on the phone for shorts, you can only do 15 seconds and 60 seconds, unless there's a custom option that I'm just missing. No, OBS does show me connection issues. It tells me drop frames and it shows me the connection status down in the bottom. It tells me right now I'm outputting 9,873 kilobytes. It's rapidly changing, but it's staying around 9,500 and 10,000. So I'm outputting about 9.5 megabytes, which is totally fine for my system. I could easily bump it down because I don't think I'm doing 60 FPS, and there's no need for me to stream in 60 FPS anyway. But yeah, trust me, my internet has been totally fine with this for a long time, but I did move the computer to behind my mattress. Like it's behind the desk now, it's not on the desk anymore. So that could be the issue, and 99.9% is the issue. Which window manager? Oh yeah, and definitely don't touch the capacitor of the microwave. Yeah. I'm using Hyperland. If anybody who's watching this stream is like sees my system is like, oh, that looks cool, I would love to use it. Well, it's your lucky day, brother, because I have my dot files. The link is down in the description. You can go here. You can get my system. I also Matt and Alex have helped me refine my setup script. So that's good. There's a few extra things that I've got to do. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me make sure I have done them and maybe just haven't pushed it. Yeah, I had to add the Linux headers and I need to add Caden Live because apparently it's not in here, even though I thought I did add it. But so if you want to get my system, just install base Arch, and then I've got this setup script here, which will copy over the config for Pacman that I use. So, you know, you'll have all of the same options I use. So you get the I Love Candy like stuff going on. I mean, obviously you'll get my beautiful Squirtle up there. I won't update right now. But yeah, it installs all the AUR programs I use, then clones in my dot files. So you can just, I also use Yatum, just so you know. So when you install my dot files, if you just want to use what I use and you don't want to like do any configuration, like you're fine with the, you know, system tray that I use, you're fine with everything. Like I've got a whole bunch of shortcuts up here to do different stuff. If you're fine with my system the way that it is, you can just keep running it. And then if you like want to update my dot files, like if I change anything, you can always just run a git pull command and it'll update the dot files for you. YouTube, like on my end, it seems like I'm stuck in a loop. What is happening right now? Like on my end, I'm totally fine, but on YouTube, the stream is terrible. What is happening? What? SYYU. That's what I've always run for an update. That's what I always do. That's what I was told to do when I started using Arch. That's what I've done ever since. I was told that's an update command, and that's what I've run. And it is an update command. It works just fine. It has always worked just fine. I have never had issues, ever. And I also don't have any issues with the Arch keyring bullshit. So, yeah. Like, why is... Okay, hold on. So I'm not going to end the stream, but I am going to stop it in OBS just so I can change some settings and then I'll restart it back up. So hopefully this will help some keep the connection stable. All right. So I should be live. I shouldn't have any issues. Theoretically, YouTube should be accepting this just fine. The bit rate should be lower, so it should be easier on my internet to be stable. It also should be easier for YouTube to not screw up. So we'll see. What's up, Linux with Zach? What's going on? Anybody mess with Windows on public computers? Oh, of course, of course. I had a buddy drive my teachers crazy messing around with the projectors at school. Would drive them insane. So does anyone have any questions that I've missed over in chat? Because I very, very well could. Well, yeah, I'm interested to see what Pop does, but I don't really know that I'm that invested in Pop. Like Cosmic, it might win me over, but I'm not sure. So let's see. Alex has a video that we could watch out. Is there any videos that you guys want me to check out? Like, I haven't watched a DT video in a while. Let's see what's going on with DistroTube. He had his chat with his patrons. Oh, he hasn't posted a video? 4 days? So wait, hold on. So he's not posting any shorts, period. Interesting. Let's see what apps does he use.
Recently,
most.
I've had some viewers of the channel ask me.
Hold on. I forgot. I don't have my headphones plugged in. Plug in. Yeah, let me just plug myself into my headphones here. All right, let's do this.
What are the programs that I use on a regular basis? What are my most frequently used programs? What applications does DT use all the time? And I thought this would make a pretty cool video because most of these applications you guys have seen me use on camera, some of these not so much.
Daniel,
so today I'm going to share with you 10 programs that I actually use on a daily basis or almost daily basis, and all of these programs are going to be graphical applications, partly due.
So he's using Brave as his browser. How many of you guys are using Brave as your browser? I'm very torn on my opinion of Brave. Like, another reason that I'm really liking Vivaldi is like, watch this. It just opens. Okay? I'm slowly switching over to Vivaldi. So far, I'm liking it. The font is like much smaller, and I'm not too sure I like that. I know I could probably increase it, like whatever, but also the settings for Vivaldi is like much more crazy. But you know, I like it. I'm not a big fan of Brave. It always asks for the KDE wallet BS. I still use Firefox. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is like, my thing is I'm having a really hard time switching away from it. And I need to, because I keep having this problem where like, I'll write my own CSS for a freaking website and it will render perfectly fine in Firefox. And then when I check it out in a Chrome browser, it's wonky and I have to completely change the code. It's very annoying. But that's really my only argument with Firefox. Tabless. Wait, what is tabless? I'm sorry, what is tabless? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What the heck is tabless? Custom blank homepage extension. Oh. I've never heard of that. Hold on. Tabless. Yo, okay. It's really cool. I mean, really what I've been wanting to do is write my own homepage. That's really what I've been wanting to do. But I don't get around to it, and I just don't do it. I mean, that could be something we do today. I don't know. We could just write my own our own custom homepage, or like, you know, starting landing page. I could put it on my website and make it like, you know, so we could all use it as our home pages. Could do that. You know, then we got to figure out a design that we want to use for it and go through all that. That's one of the reasons I haven't done it. All right, so instead of watching the entire DistroTube video, because I have a feeling that you guys want to talk and do some other stuff, which, by the way, ask your questions. I'm trying to see if he uses anything that I don't know that he already does. Alacrity and Fish, OBS, obviously. Kdenlive, yep. GIMP, of course. VLC, for Manager. Tasty Trade. Wait, yo, hold on. DistroTube is in stonks. Yo. What?
Applications is Tasty Trade. Now, Tasty Trade is proprietary software, of course, because all software in this category of brokerage software, all of it's proprietary. The entire financial industry is proprietary software. But I have a brokerage account with Tasty Trade. I use their desktop client here that we're looking at, Tasty Trade. I use it to trade stocks, options, and futures and things like that. So I am a regular day trader. I get up in the morning and every day, Monday through Friday, every day that the stock market is.
Hold on. What? Am I just now finding this out? DT is a day trader? What? Wait, hold on. Has he been public about this and I'm just being left out? I didn't know this. I have been sleeping on this. I don't know if I've just been not paying attention during those parts of his videos and stuff. I did not know he's been day trading. Interesting. That's cool. I did not know he was into this. Mainly, it's so interesting just because, all right, as a person who didn't know that he was into it, it wouldn't seem like something that he would be into. Shit, bro. He's probably mentioned it to me. He's probably told me about it. And I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Day trading is something that, like, I don't know. I have to talk with DT about it to see how well he's doing. I'd be very interested to know. Because day trading has always seemed like one of those things where it's like, it's essentially like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it just essentially like gambling, but safer? Like, that's my understanding of day trading. It's gambling, but safer. Probably does. Actually, that's another thing. I was looking at Intel Arc GPUs. I can't load up to Amazon because I'll be logged in. Wait, hold on. Over in Vivaldi, I'm probably not logged in, so let me load up that. Here, go to Amazon. Vivaldi, what was that reroute there? Okay. That was weird. Very weird. But the Intel Arc, what was it? Not the A750, the A770. It was like way, like really high. I mean, the A750, like this is the pretty much the same cost as like my 6600 XT. Do they not have any 770s anymore? Because the 770 was the one that I was like kind of interested in. Look hard at the photos. If you look very good, you will see about 20 grease fingerprints. I bought this on Amazon and the puller for the order. Hold on. Let's do a versus. The Arc 750 or A750 versus 6600 XT.
Alright, so today we're testing the RX 6600 XT versus the 7. This is just the in-game benchmark, and it's just easier to reproduce all the results. You can see that the frame rates are pretty identical. On the left we've got the 6600 XT, and on the right we've got the A750, and the power draw on the 6600 XT is quite a bit lower than...
All right, let's see. What about Dying Light?
I'm trying to actually keep the bench...
What the heck? This thing's murdering my GPU.
Legacy. Okay. This is once again on the 1080p high preset, and here the AMD GPU redeems itself. The performance on the ARC GPU dips below 60 frames per second every now and again, whereas on the AMD GPU it's staying above 70 most of the time. You can see that there's quite a big difference.
See, I would like to go with the Intel series. Snap. Nope. Did not mean to refresh it. Check the publish date. $5 months ago. Why? Let me just search A770. Do we have any hits for it? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, but this was the price that I was seeing for most of them, like $600. I'm like, no. Where does this ship from? Oh, literally straight from ASRock. Okay. Ooh, that's a beefy freaking card. I think I might have to get the A770. I do want it. Hold on. A770 gaming tests. Let's see how it performs. Yeah, spelling is hard, especially in chat where you're trying to type as fast as you can. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so we're going to watch an A770 review from ETA Prime, which, dude, if you guys haven't seen his channel is awesome. Like, it is the best channel for, like, lower-end hardware, cheaper hardware. Like, he's just got a great channel. I love his channel. His channel's great.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at and testing out the Intel Arc A770 Phantom Gaming 16GB overclock version from ASRock. If you're familiar with the Intel Arc series of GPUs, you know that Intel has really been working on driver updates to improve performance across the board with all kinds of games, and recently we got a really nice one in August. Intel is claiming that we can see up to a 19% increase in frame rates with DirectX 11 games, and from what I've tested so far, yeah, I mean, these driver updates have been pumping out, and a lot of them have made a big difference.
No, wait, hold on. So Josh is making a big deal about, all right, so this one's from 2 months ago. So there's been even more updates to performance. And to give the Intel GPUs credit, I want to make something abundantly clear because we talked about this. There was one driver update for this series of cards that averaged a performance increase of 11%. Okay? The NVIDIA and AMD ain't putting out driver updates where you get 10% improvement across the board. Like it's just not a thing. That's not happening. So pretty close to current. Okay.
DX9 and DirectX 11 gaming. At the time of making this video, you can pick up
so just so we're clear, I can pick this card up now for cheaper than I bought the 6600 XT, because technically speaking, my 6600 XT is like I think I was going to buy it, but it was like 2 weeks out for my birthday and GPU prices were crazy. And so I was telling my mom about how expensive cards were, but I was looking to get one. And she was like, wait, like, let me just buy it for your birthday. And I was like, well, they're overpriced right now. So like, I don't really know. She's like, even better. Like, it'll be a special gift. So anyway, I bought mine way overpriced. Like, I think my 6600 XT, she paid like after taxes and everything, like $400 or something like that on it. Like, so this thing right now on Amazon is cheaper than the card that I have now, or at least cheaper than my card was when I bought it. So stop, Vivaldi, stop asking me to make you the default browser.
The ASRock Phantom Gaming A770 8GB model for around $249, and the 16GB model, the one we're going to be taking a look at in this video, is $299. So they're very competitively priced when you compare it to the others on the market right now. And I'm a huge fan of these Arc GPUs. You know, Intel does have kind of a lot to gain here with driver updates. A lot of the other manufacturers have drivers kind of fleshed out.
We'll see a little Steve and Gamers Nexus.
There. But from launch, when it comes to these Arc GPUs,
that's what most people
like
are
CSGO,
using.
We're seeing around a 43% increase in performance gains from the original driver to the one that's out right now. Obviously, ASRock has slapped a pretty beefy cooler on this A770. This is their Phantom Gaming 3X cooling system.
That
so
is
got those triple
thick
fans.
boy.
This also utilizes their ultra-fit heat pipe system, copper base, and high-density metal welding to improve heat dissipation. I'll tell you right now, this thing running at full boat, 100% GPU load, still super quiet. These fans don't have to spin up that much to keep it nice and chilly, and I've never seen it hit thermal throttle. And when it comes to I/O, this Intel A77 has 3 display ports. These are 2.0, and we've got one HDMI 2.1 port. And of course, we do need to send a little extra power to the A77 to get it up and running, so this is going to be handled by 2 8-pin PCIe connectors. They recommend up to a 700 watt power supply with this, and that's really going to depend on the CPU you opt to use with your build. Now, when it comes to the overall specifications of the Intel Arc A770, remember this is the ASRock Phantom Gaming 16GB Overclock Edition. This is PCIe 4.0. We get 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 running at a 256 bus. Remember, they also offer an 8GB model, which will come in a bit cheaper. Base core clock here is 2200 megahertz.
I love
with a
this
boost
build.
clock up to
Can we just
2400.
pause for a second and talk about this build? Holy hell, what case is that? That is beautiful. Like, that is absolutely gorgeous. The A580 was released. I don't know, like the 770, I'm going to assume it's better than the A580. I'm going to assume. Let's duplicate this tab and A580. Oh, well, it would help if I actually selected A580. Yeah, no. because I want good performance, because I've got, like, I'm about to switch to two 4K monitors, so I want a beefy graphics card. Let's see what this thing can do.
It's got 512 Intel
I get the
XMX
specs.
engine.
The specs are good. We got that. It draws a little bit more power than my card, I believe, or maybe the same amount. I'm not sure. I think mine's like 160 to like 225, somewhere in there. We don't want a control panel. We don't care about that. We're on Linux. We don't care about the benchmarks. We want to see some gameplay, baby.
Very high. Personally, I like running my fighting games at 60 FPS, but if you wanted to do 120 on the A770, you could do it at 1440.
All right, let's see what it does in CSGO.
Very high. And this is where Intel
1440p, very high, 322 FPS.
really stresses that these driver updates help with performance.
Word.
And it definitely shows here. Before this new update, with CSGO at 1440p, very high, I was getting an average of around 260 FPS on basically the same setup. But by the end of this run, I had an average of 328 FPS, which is a really nice increase. In fact, it's about a 22% increase in frame rate with CSGO. I also wanted to test out Horizon Zero Dawn at 1440p Ultra. I got an average of 68 FPS, so I was actually expecting a little more. And of course, with some resolution scaling, we could definitely get a lot more out of it. The same kind of performance with Spider-Man Remastered. I mean, it's basically the same game running in the same engine. We got an average of 84 FPS with this at 1440p. Really great performance. And, you know, with this one, we don't have any kind of resolution.
God bless, dude. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so they got God of War gameplay too.
Performance here was not great at all. But right now we're at 1440p Ultra, and we're seeing kind of the same frame rate as the last driver updates. I'm not very impressed.
Okay. What about versus a 6750 XT? Let's see how it compares to that. Oh, hold on. Do we really want to watch a 30-minute video? No. All right, yes. Nope. No music. Get out of here. Okay. Did not do great there. So it's performing about the same as the 6750 XT. Oh God. That's not good. So it's performing slightly worse than a 6750 XT. But can I get one for as cheap as I can get that? That's the main question. They're slightly more expensive. Well, depending on the buying option, they can be a little bit more pricey, but like up to about $100, but anywhere from $10 to $100 more expensive. So fair, like at most 10 FPS, like 10, 12 FPS hit. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, also them drivers, bro, the Intel drivers are pretty dang good. I think I might have to get that. That would be pretty nice. I love how we completely derailed into checking out GPUs. Oh, AB, I'm sorry. I did not see your message. Totally was distracted. I'm a Windows 10 user. I wanted to ask, do Linux overuses SSD drivers faster than Windows? I'm going to assume what you're asking is, are SSD drives faster on Linux and Windows? And the answer is no. Your drive is going to be exactly the same speed no matter what OS you're using, but Linux will technically be faster no matter what, just because it is smaller than Windows. Windows is a much larger OS. Even very bloated distros are normally going to be about half the install size of um, Windows. Like my Arch install, I believe like the default install size is like uh 8 gigs or something. And with all of my games, all of my media, all of my stuff installed, I still have 413.4 gigabytes free out of 464. So I've used like what, 50 gigs, 60 gigs. So, or yeah, like 50 gigs, something like that. Anyone tried Hackintosh with Arc? Hackintoshes are going to die anyway, just because of Intel's or Intel no longer being involved with Apple. So really, in all honesty, Hackintoshes are just a bad idea in general. If you want to use a Mac, buy a Mac. Like there's no way. That's not like if you don't have the money for it, you should get it. Like I'm not saying anything like that. Like it's just one of those things where if you want to use Mac, buy a Mac. A Hackintosh is going to be a broken experience at best. So well, I don't know about the live stream you did. I don't know that I want to check out waifus and music. That's probably not something I want to stream because that's probably going to get me demonetized instantly. Don't you pretty much wait, hold on. Have to specific AMD for I look, man, I have no idea when it comes to a Hackintosh. You got to spend weeks to figure out exactly which hardware is not going to give you any issues, has available KEX, it has half decent support. You're going to have to figure out which software works with some things and doesn't work with other things, which aspects of Mac just won't work, period, because no matter what, you just can't get them to work. No matter what, it's going to be a broken experience. So uh, I'm new to Linux since 2007. Well, man, what do you need help with? Probably nothing. Yes, NTFS is a very bad file system. The file system of Windows is very bad. I meant something else. SSDs have a limited number of write cycles. Will they be used up faster than on Windows? Technically speaking, yes. It's very hard to say for sure, but yes, because the way like NTFS works, it splits your files up. So like one write for a file is actually multiple different writes on different segments of the drive. Like, but technically speaking, there are also file systems that also do kind of a similar thing on Linux. So it depends, but for the most part, yes, it will be better than on Windows. Don't pony up the money for an NVIDIA GPU. Just don't. If you've got an Intel Arc GPU, or an AMD card, like screw it. No, it's not worth it. It's bad. Like the experience on Linux is very, very bad. Uh, Yeah, the setup's a pain. Like, it's just, I don't know. Hackintoshes I would never recommend to anyone. You can do them, but yes. Well, that's the problem with me too. That really is the problem with distro hopping in general. You just can't get bored, because when you get bored, then you're like, I don't have anything to do this evening. Why don't I just hop? It's never a good idea. It's never a good idea. You think it's going to be fun. It will be fun for a while, and it won't be. No problem, AB. What's the selling point for Mate DE? If you used Linux back in the day and you really liked how GNOME 2 looked, then you use Mate. Pretty much it. You only selling me even more on buying the NVIDIA card. Why? What are you gonna do? Like, it's not like you're gonna make it better. You're just gonna have a shitty experience. Mac hardware is so slow now. I don't know what you're talking about. Mac systems are not slow. If you're buying the base tier MacBook Air for like the cheapest amount, like, sure, maybe. I've used a Mac Studio, which is not slow at all. Very, very fast. Even using programs that aren't built to run on the architecture is fast. So NVIDIA and Wayland is not fun at all. Yeah. Darth, are you trying to gaslight me, dude? I've given Emacs a try. I've tried to use Emacs multiple times before. It never goes well. All right, how about this? How about this? If you guys want me to, I'll throw up a poll. If you guys want me to, I'll throw up a poll. If it's asked for, by others other than Darth, we will give Emacs another shot in this live stream. I'll try out Emacs. Yeah. Open Mandriva was rough, but I mean, it works inside of a VM. I can say that much. Magia, not so much. Magia's mirrors are pretty bad. No, you don't, Hip Dad. No, you don't. Like, you love your NVIDIA card. That's true, but you only love it in the context of that's your only card in your system. If someone was to hand you an AMD or an Intel card of the same caliber for free, like just give it to you, and now you wouldn't like that NVIDIA card anymore. You wouldn't. Because even like the control settings and stuff for NVIDIA is a freaking nightmare. I mean, yeah, AI is where NVIDIA is shining, but I don't know. I'd much rather just use AI running off someone's NVIDIA cloud server than buy an NVIDIA GPU myself, deal with all the hassles of their driver and like literally them hating us. No, you use Doom Emacs. That's not true. I have tried out Doom Emacs, and I've also tried out just vanilla Emacs and trying to set it up and configure it myself. Hate it. Sudo pack. Why am I dropping frames all of a sudden? What the heck, man? All right, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to hook up over Ethernet. With YouTube messing up and OBS, this is a problem. So, I mean, like almost 30 people in chat, and I've only got 2 people who are voting for me to try out Emacs. So, or for, you know, there to be an Emacs poll. So that's pretty good. No, it's not your internet. It's YouTube, or my OBS being a turd in combo with YouTube being a turd. Try out a Big Mac. Oh, I would love to go for a Big Mac right now. I didn't get a poll prompt because there was only 2 people. It was just you and Darth. That's it. I said if people wanted there to be a poll. Only 2 people said poll. Other people said sudo Pac-Man, nope, Emacs. Emacs. But Darius, is Emacs awesome though? All right, you know what? Screw it. Fine. I'm throwing up the poll. You guys get it. If it wins, we try out Emacs. We throw it up. Ask question. Try out Emacs. Boom. The poll is going up. That's right. I did just toot live on stream. It happened. Vim is, all right, look, I love Vim, but Vim is not better than a Big Mac. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Big Mac is pretty good. It's pretty dang good. Yes. Downvote Emacs. Come on, boys, don't do this to me. It's 57% yes. What are y'all doing? Oh, 60% yes. Oh my God, this is stupid. Okay. Fine. I'll end the poll here. We'll do it. Fine. Fine. We'll install Emacs. What the heck? Oh, look, whoops. Wrong key binding. Okay. Pacman -s Emacs. Fine. We'll do it. It was rigged. All right, so let's load up Emacs. Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, hold on. Emacs. Oh my God, do we have to? Emacs client. Oh, dude, does Emacs not even load up on Hyperland? Oh no, Emacs cannot open display. Wow, Emacs the best text editor ever. What is this? It doesn't even open? What's this? Just waiting for the Emacs lovers to crawl out of the woodworking. So, bro, check your startup script. What startup script? I don't have a startup script. The Arch package is still broken. Okay. All right. Boys, I know you love Emacs, but if you have ever wanted to pitch Vim to somebody, you have just done the best job you could ever do. If you want to install Vim, it works. And also it opens after install because it works. That's about it. Comment out GTK backend variable. Why? Hasn't caused a problem up till now. Now it's a problem. It's in there. All of my environment variables are in there for a reason. GDK backend, Wayland. Yep. This is not wrong. This is actually correct. My GDK backend should be Wayland because I want things using Wayland. The Arch package doesn't use XEG open for Emacs. I don't understand what is the problem here? Like, so Emacs doesn't support Wayland? Because that's going to be a problem. Well, boys, let me just zoom on in here just because I want us all to be able to see this wonderful command here. Pacman-R Emacs. Bye-bye. Emacs has native Wayland support. I don't know, brother. It didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like it. Or maybe the Arch package is broken. That could be it. I don't know. But I've never had a Vim package be broken. Period. I've had them be out of date, but not broken. So that is one reason why I don't use Emacs. I'm sorry for all you Emacs lovers. Arch is garbage. I don't know, man. I actually have the least amount of problems running Arch compared to most distros. So garbage packaging. Interesting that this is only coming from the guys who voted for Emacs. Look, I get it. I get it. It stinks that it didn't run, but I mean, that is a problem with Emacs. I don't think that's a problem with Arch. I mean, also, what is Arch doing that's breaking it? Micro is very interesting. Micro and Helix are some really interesting text editors. I really like Helix. I need to give it another shot. But to be honest, I really am in love with my automated Vim script. It's so nice. What's up, Oglo? Try the AUR package. Oh, dude, see, but this is the thing. Why am I going to bend over backwards just to get Emacs installed? Like, come on, man. I don't want to do that. Like, because also, I can tell you what happened the last time with Emacs. Okay, the last time I installed Emacs, I wanted to change the color scheme or change the colors or the font. I could not figure out where in the world you would do that. So I had to Google that. Then in Googling that, there was like, I don't know, probably 3 different avenues to get it done and different ways that people were changing the colors. I don't understand a damn thing. Like it, I don't know. Vim's just like, I don't have to configure a font in Vim. He uses the terminal font. Like, it's fine. Use that. I probably want you to use that anyway. Okay. I don't think Emacs is better than every program ever made. Like, I don't know. Everybody who says that, like, I don't know, maybe Emacs is really good. Like, really good if you put like 16 hours into it. But my argument for Emacs would be the same argument I would make towards somebody who, like, all right, like, let's say I play 2 hours of a game and I don't enjoy it, and it is like, fundamentally I didn't have fun. Like, I just didn't have fun playing it. Right now, the sentiment that you guys are throwing out, is very similar to, or not all of you guys, but you know, those of you in chat who are loving Emacs, you have the same sentiment as those people who go and say, well, it gets good after 10 hours. It gets good after 100 hours. It gets good, you know, like, whatever. Like, sure, that might be the case, but that's still a glaring flaw. If getting set up and using the program is extremely difficult, it's not a good program. And like, people make the argument with Vim that it's that bad, but they have a tutor that explains everything. Like, I don't know. It's not really a fair comparison between Vim and Emacs. I know it's not a text editor. Yeah. I never said anything like that once. What are you talking about? I didn't say you said anything there. What? Did I say Josh said something? I don't think I did. I thought I was just talking about the sentiment being very similar to someone who's saying that you play, like, you know, you'd play more time in the game and it gets good. It may have all the docs, but I don't know how to get to them. There's like, sure, you can load it up in the terminal, but then like you don't know that like half the things that you would want to do in it don't work. I don't know. I'm sure Emacs does have really good documentation. I'm sure it does. I never said it didn't. Like, me saying that people complain about Vim being hard to learn was not, like, that whole statement there and it having the Vim tutor and stuff was not anything against Emacs or me saying that Emacs didn't have that. My point was simply, people say that about Vim, but there is tools for learning Vim inside of it that is very simple and walks you through everything. Emacs, I don't know that Emacs has a tutor, and if it does, it didn't tell me anything about it. At the very least, with Vim, they recommend you to use the tutor. Like, it's right there. Yeah, Josh, I do agree. Yeah. I don't know that you could say Emacs is more stable than Vim because their Vim's plugins are configured differently. I've got a lot. I use more than a handful of plugins, and I've never had a stability problem with Vim. Oglo, why are you just going through and giving us advice on how to use Helix? Vim binds in my VS Codium is my late. Yeah. Yeah. I got to be honest. I do use the Vim key bindings in VS Codium or VS Code. Very nice. Helix is good, but there's a lot of stuff that it's lacking. I wouldn't say that's amazing. It's a good text editor, but because I'm pretty sure I talked with a guy who makes Helix. I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correct, I'm pretty sure I talked with him, and even he admitted when I talked to him, like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that he's working on. There's a lot of stuff that it needs. So, but I mean, that was, like probably a year ago or something like that. I mean, you can dog on VimScript all you want, but here's what I'll say about VimScript. I don't know a damn thing about it. Never learned how to use it. Don't know a thing about it. Don't know anything at all. I've never needed to. I've never done Vim scripting. I don't know what in the hell you'd use it for. I don't know why you would do it. Someone else has already wrote the plugins for you. Just use plugins. Works just fine. I've never needed to use VimScript for anything. Unless you're considering VimScript just the default like configuration syntax. If that's also VimScript, then sure, maybe I've done a little bit, but I don't see it confusing at all. Yeah. QBrowser is really good. QBrowser is a really good browser. If only it just like rendered with like, okay, hold on. I need to check out QBrowser because I haven't checked out QBrowser in a while. What rendering engine are they using? Minimal GUI. Yeah, dang it. Still using Qt Web Engine. Dude, if they could just start using the Chrome. If there was a if QBrowser would literally just use the Chrome like rendering engine, I'd switch back to using it in a heartbeat. I'm gonna have to agree on Oglo with this one. Haskell does suck. Hmm. So does anyone have any general questions about Linux? I know we've gone down some rabbit holes. Well, yeah, I mean, now we're just arguing about programming languages. Can you explain what a B tree is? No, because I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what a B tree is. Will Linux get my mom and dad back together? Probably. I'm I'm not a marriage counselor, but I would assume there's quite a few marriages out there who have been fixed with just a simple install of Linux. I mean, are you having arguments, disagreements with your wife? Well, then guess what you need? You need to install Gentoo Linux. It will fix all of your problems. The arguments with your wife will seem menial now. Do you know how I can tint the entire screen yellow? Yes, you would do that with your monitor. Go into the menu of your monitor, and there should be like a color section, and you should be able to choose a set option for hue or saturation or something like that, and change the color options and just make it much more yellow. Skew it towards yellow. How do you cook a Linux so that it doesn't come out dry? That's mainly a question for Linus Torvalds. He's the actual leader of the recipe book. So I don't want to misspeak. It's been a while since I've read it. And that's also my issue too when it comes to cooking Linux. Always comes out dry. I've gotten better, but it's still a little dry. Linux Source, what's up? Don't worry, we've been all over the place during this live stream. We've talked about my dog. Him and my sister's dog she had her puppies today. We've talked about MPD. Talked about some general Linux questions. We've talked about Emacs. And yeah, been all over the place. How does one write a makefile? Learn the syntax for a makefile and write one. So that's how I would do it. Normally, if I wanted to make a makefile, I would open up a terminal and I would go vim. Excuse me, let me make this vim makefile. And then in here, you put the makefile text that you need. That's how I would do it. All right. Massively douchey, sarcastic comment out of the way. I don't know. I don't make files. I really don't write in C pretty much ever. I don't really have a reason to. I don't write C programs. Are my dreams real? Yes. I'm on a laptop. Cool. If you're on a laptop, I have no idea, brother. I don't know. A lot of the tools that like I would think to use, I'm not even going to recommend because I believe they're all X specific. Is there a way I can modify the screen buffer? I don't know. You're asking questions way over my head. I don't modify my screen buffer. I don't do really any advanced stuff. I make YouTube videos. I watch YouTube videos. I sometimes make websites. I play games, sometimes work on game projects, and use Discord. It's pretty much it. All the other stuff is just checking out little programs, messing around. I really do not do much advanced stuff. I try to keep it simple. Yep. Okay, we did have some more frame drops there. That's awesome. Fantastic. Can you show us how to read a man page? Sure. So what you want to do is man, and then the program you want to read the man page for, which let's go into FFmpeg. FFmpeg. Oh, I don't think I installed man on this system. So this is good. We'll go ahead and install stuff. So you want to install man-db, man-pages, and textinfo. And these three packages, at least on Arch, these three packages will make sure you got everything you need to read man pages. Then we'll install that and man ffmpeg. And then it'll load up a file. And you can go through here and it's got a description. Well, I mean, it'll always describe the program. It'll tell you, you know, how you can run it in the synopsis, what the kind of general layout for running it with flags and the options it takes and all that good stuff. And ffmpeg is kind of a good example of a man page because this one is very, very long. So not all man pages are this long and in depth, but depending on the program you're going to have, it could be very long. So this one has a ton of different options that you can throw it. And yeah, that's how you view a man page. Very simple. Is string theory the twine of life? Yes. It's not that your graphics card is struggling to work on multiple distros. It's that your drivers aren't playing nice. And that's just an NVIDIA issue. My God, I'm dropping more frames. Great. Let's see a Neo fetch. Oh, okay. Or let me do fast fetch. There you go. That's what I'm running. So got ButterFS. Oh, ButterFS right there. Of course, it gives out my local IP, but yeah. Why does fast fetch do that? Nice. To me, I don't like showing off IPs of any kind. Like, that should never be an output. Like, unless it's literally to do with networking. Even though it's still your local IP, it's not really a problem. It's still. Has NVIDIA always been buggy on Linux distros? Yes. NVIDIA is actually, that is one thing that NVIDIA is known for. Just in case you don't know this, the creator of Linux, Linus Torvalds, he has a famous video. Hold on. Linus Torvalds NVIDIA. This is his statement on NVIDIA.
And I'm very happy to say that it's the exception rather than the rule. And I'm also happy to very publicly point out that NVIDIA has been one of the worst trouble spot we've had with hardware manufacturers. And that is really sad because NVIDIA tries to sell chips, a lot of chips into the Android market. And NVIDIA has been the single worst company we've ever dealt with. So NVIDIA, fuck you.
So yeah, that's the creators or the creator of Linux's opinion on NVIDIA. Like, they're such a bad company to work with, especially on the software side, that most people's opinion of NVIDIA is go fuck yourself. Like, they're horrible to work with. Yeah, like, it's bad. NVIDIA makes really great chips. Like, don't get me wrong, those chips, they game really well. They've got a lot of really nice features, but NVIDIA, if they don't get it working themselves, they will not help you. at all get it working yourself. I mean, and by help, I mean even in the slightest sense of the word. Like if help involved talking to someone at NVIDIA for 2 minutes, that's an egregious over ask on your part. No, they're busy. Now show Stallman singing the free software song. No. Like my thing with Stallman is like, look, I love the ideas behind the free software movement, and I like them probably more than I like the open source by itself, because they're normally intertwined. The free software initiative movement is awfully heavily tied into the open source one. They are different though. However, I think even though I like the free software's movement and initiatives more, or not initiatives, I like what the ideology behind free software is more. Open source has way better fucking branding, like way better. Like when you go to the Free Software Foundation's website, I don't understand how people really like the Free Software Foundation. I really don't. I genuinely don't. Because when you go to their website, for one, there's always, this is always a thing, there's a fucking pop-up. So then you go here to their website and I don't know, I have so many problems with the Free Software Foundation. I don't even know where to start. So like, let's just go into campaigns. Like, what do they have going on? Let me just see, because I'm sure in just a little while I'm going to get. Wait, hold on. The free JavaScript campaign is an ongoing effort to persuade organizations to make their websites work without requiring that users run any non-free software. Okay, but how do you convince them? What's your argument? Working as a team to send many polite but firm messages to the site maintainers. Well, I've got to read through this because my initial feelings on this are not good. In question, create menus, buttons, text editors, music players, and many other features of websites so browsers generally come configured to download. Okay. I'm not even looking at chat right now because I want to form my own opinion and speak on it before I read chat and see what you guys have to say. So the whole point of this campaign is to politely harass websites to use. I'm confused on how you're going to persuade website owners to use to stop using non-free software and use free JS. Like, why would if I'm using something that's proprietary, what's the free and open source alternative? Um, I'm so confused on this. DT's rap video. Oh, we could definitely turn that on. Well, actually, I can't because it has a copyrighted song as the beat. But yes, their messaging on this is very poor. Like, see, this is what I don't get about supporting them. So you're giving them money to like email people so that they don't use proprietary JavaScript solutions, but they don't even mention here. Wait, hold on. If you want to help, if you want to join the campaign, you can join to be part of this team that emails places. Like, I don't get this. There, I just don't get it. You're not even going to talk about some of the alternatives to what's popular and being used. Like, you can't mention one example here. This is just the first article we read through. I tell you, I could see us going through here for days and finding a ton of shit that I don't like. I don't like their wording on stuff. Like some of the articles, like where's the, how to talk about Linux FSF. Where's the how to speak about Linux? What is it called? FSF. How? Oh, come on. What is it called? FSF. What is it called? Admit it, you judge things based on their website design? Somewhat, yeah. But none of my problems have to do with the FSF styling could be better. Yeah, their website could definitely look better. But no. I can't even remember where FSF just what is it called? Talk about free software. Like, what is it called? I can't find it. Hopefully they fucking taken it down. It's so bad. It's like literally the FSF telling you how to speak. Like literally talks about you like you're an idiot. Because you don't use the correct term. And all of the terminology is stupid. Like, it's just stupid. FSFE. No. Automatically, I'm not interested. Nope. See, look, here's the thing. They might be totally different than the American FSF, might be completely different, might be so much better. But why your name is too close to the one that's literally terrible? Like, and that's coming, like, look, I like free software. I like the whole movement behind the free software movement. I like it all. I don't like the foundation behind it. It's terrible. And if you're going to use pretty much the same branding, except you're a different location, it's not a good idea. But at the very least, this isn't just all blog posts. So they're probably actually getting stuff done. That's good. I like that. You know. Like, to me, the FSF is about as active as your average Twitter activist. Like, sometimes they go somewhere and hold up a sign, but most of the time they're just talking on Twitter. That's pretty much the FSF. Pretty much most of the time they're either harassing people or blogging. It's pretty much all I know the FSF for. And that might be a really spicy take. Might be a really hot take, but it's what I believe. It's my opinion on the FSF. Like, my arguments with the FSFE would only be that they don't need to, don't use the Free Software Foundation. Like, FSE, like, I don't care how you change up the name, but I wouldn't tie myself to the FSF. Like, I just wouldn't. To me, it wouldn't be a good idea. Like, literally, I use my barometer of, like, I'm not kidding. This is genuinely how I view things. The worst distros you can ever use are the ones that the FSF approves. So that's why I thank my lucky stars that Debian is not in that list. So at least Debian is a good distro. A lot of people like Debian. I'm not sure that they're a lot better, but look, I'll be honest. I'll back up Darius here. Just based off of the website alone, it's not littered with a freaking blog where they've got a whole bunch of stuff posted. Like, look at this. The most content-rich page is the page talking about, like, actual activities going on, like real life stuff going on. That's good. That's a good sign. Wrong. I'll just go ahead and call it wrong. They're approved by the FSF. That means they're fundamentally shit. Wi-Fi? Nope. Not a thing. Nope. Not unless you're running a random Wi-Fi card that you and 20 other people have. Like, everything else, not going to work. Not an option. Bluetooth? Ha, never. Not for you. You're not getting it. Nope. Never. Well, if you do, well, technically speaking, you could get it on those distributions, but then, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, and literally the systems do not want you to do that under any circumstances. They're just bad distros. They just are. GUIX is interesting, but it's not as good fundamentally. I mean, I don't think I could even run Steam inside of GUIX. I don't like GUIX Discord. Let's see if Discord. Just finishing up my first day with GUIX. The install went flawlessly, except blah, blah, blah. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm using the binary, blah, blah, blah. Overall, I'm very impressed with the conceptual clarity and stunningly beautiful documentation. My first project is trying to build a package out of GCC Emacs build. I haven't gotten GUIX to work with any Wi-Fi card. Oh, that's so surprising to me. Oh, I would have never expected that. So they're bad for just running free software? No, they're bad distros. Like, they are fundamentally bad distros. Like, it doesn't matter that you just run. All right, look. You can run only free software while still providing hardware support through things that are not open source or free software because people want them. All right, look, OpenBSD doesn't provide any of the proprietary, firmware blobs for Wi-Fi cards, graphics DRM, all of that stuff. with OpenBSD itself. But after install, it will pull them in if you would like them to. That's how it should work. Like, I would be fine with that. But most of these distros, actually all of them, as far as I know, unless they've changed in recent years, they try to block you from installing anything non-free, and you have to manually edit it to allow you to install something that's non-free. That's stupid. If you don't want to provide non-free stuff because you are a free distro, that's fine. But to be FSF approved, as far as I know, you have to not allow the user to do that, which is dumb. That's clearly only there because of a strict ideology. And if you don't share the ideology, then you don't share the distro. You're going clearly against their ideology. And it's, I don't know. I don't like that. Like, don't force your ideology on me. Look, I get it. I probably should not be using non-free stuff. I get that. That's a fair point. I probably shouldn't. But also, if I want to, because I want my Wi-Fi card to work, don't freaking fight me on it. And don't tell me I'm a bad person or imply that I'm a bad person for going and doing it. Screw you. I want my Wi-Fi card to work. I think your take is flawed, bro. It might be. Might be. I don't claim to be a know-it-all. No. CPUs and GPUs are totally different. Exponer. If you're new to Linux, AMD, Intel CPUs, they're all going to work just fine. I think I didn't say they shouldn't exist. I'm saying they're my barometer for a bad distro. I think they're bad distros. Like, they're just bad. Like, I don't think there's any other metric than, will most people install it and be able to use it? If the answer is no, it's a bad distro. And for most people, if they just installed one of those distros, they'd have problems, big ones. So no, I don't. I mean, that's my opinion. That's my take on it. I think that's a pretty reasonable take, but could be wrong. Yeah, those things if you want. The only distro that it actually tried to block by default was, I don't think that's true though, because from what I've been told, the only reason Debian wasn't allowed, like, or wasn't approved to be an FSF distro was they still provided the non-free version, even though that wasn't their main version. And Darius, I get the point that you can go and remove stuff and then do it. That's not my problem. My problem is that you have to do that, like, in the first place. Most people aren't going to know to do that. Most people aren't going to care. Like, the whole idea of the Free Software Foundation is to get people using free software. If their intro to free software is, devices that, like, are parts of their devices not working when they boot in, and having to figure out where they need to go to remove stuff to be able to get those things, that's not a good intro to free software. It's really not, like, at all a good intro to free software. Like, free software, I don't know. Like, that's just my opinion on it. Yeah, but you have to add the non-free chain. Like, you don't have to do anything in OpenBSD. It just does it. Like, that was the point that I was making. It just pulls it in. It detects you have the hardware. You need the stuff for it. It gets it. Installs it. I think you might have to, like, say yes after the install, but I don't think that's how it works. I think it just doesn't. Good distros, bad operating systems. Same shit. Like, come on, don't play semantics, brother. They're the same thing. Josh, come on, man. We're good friends. You know this. They're the same thing. Bad distros, bad operating systems. It's the same thing. Debian was declined because a non-free repo was an official Debian repo. Oh my God. Again, ideological bullshit. I don't like the FSF. If you're getting into Linux, and you want to support a foundation, I don't think the FSF is the one to go with. I don't know. I guess like my point would be, okay, if the FSF is actually fighting for free software and is actually trying to produce change, then why don't any Wi-Fi cards support free? Like, why aren't there free software versions of drivers for Wi-Fi cards? Why isn't that a thing? If they fight for and are determined to improve free software, why is it still a nightmare to onboard? Like, why? Like, why? Like, I don't get that. Like, that's the major thing. Like, that's the major thing with free software right now is hardware support. And I don't know, what are they doing with the money? Like, if they're getting the money, why don't you just pay a few developers to like develop, driver implementations for Wi-Fi cards? If that's your biggest problem, biggest hurdle, fix it. Like, what are you doing advocating for spending your time, your foundation's members' time, or just anybody's time messaging people for JavaScript BS? Like, what? That makes no sense. None at all. Zany, but they're not. They're not what? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be more descriptive. I don't know what that was in response to. How would you support the FOSS movement? I think I just explained that. Yeah, I would fix Wi-Fi drivers. I would take the money that the FSF gets, fire. Like, if we have anybody on staff for writing blogs, for doing all that stuff, get them the fuck out. We don't need them. Bye bye. Bye bye. You might be a great person. I hope you do the best. Like, I hope you get another job. I hope you do great. Like, all that stuff, of course. But we don't need you. We need people writing drivers or driver implementations for hardware that's clearly proprietary, and without us, that no one will make them. Like, how is this even a debate? It should be a very simple thing. Like, if your biggest problem with free software is the hardware support for it, that should be what you're addressing, period, bar none. I'm not saying you have to have all of them, but you could do. I've seen like talks of people who literally do this, reverse engineer drivers for Wi-Fi cards. They do it. Like, there are people doing it. Spend the money on that. Like, I think that would be the best thing. I would think that would be the best thing to do. Hardware support. That's the biggest problem with free software. Address that. I don't know. I think that's a reasonable thing to say. Mm. I mean, that might be true. All of the new cards might be super difficult to reverse engineer. It might be very, very difficult. But to me, I think that would be the most valuable use of your money. Like, I don't know. I've seen people do it. Like, I can't remember. I saw one dude give a talk on one of the really popular USB Wi-Fi dongles that I had. That, like, when I first bought it, it didn't work, but then eventually it worked. He was the one who reverse engineered or made the driver for it. Like, it can be done. And I don't know. Like, again, my only point here is that I think the FSF could do that. I think that would be a more worthwhile endeavor with their money. And even if they fail, I still think that's a better use of their money than paying people to reach out to JavaScript developers when even in their own posts they can't describe alternatives for, like, I would think in a post where you're talking about you need to use free JavaScript, you would recommend free JavaScript libraries, free JavaScript implementations. Like, you would do that, but they don't. Yeah. And again, that's one of my biggest things with the FSF is they're very much focused on ideology. I mean, might be willing to give GUIX a try because I do like, obviously I do like the GNU core utils, obviously. Does GUIX have like their own website? I figured they did. Neato. Josh, is this your screenshot here? It says Joshua. USB dongles are not the same. It was using a pretty common, I think it was an Intel chip. I don't know. May have been Broadcom or something. I don't know. I don't see why it would be the same. It's still an internet chip. Again, I get that doing all of this is incredibly difficult and you've got to find very talented people to do it. My point has nothing to do with the difficulty of the task. My point has to do with that should be the main goal, not anything else, period. If your main goal is adoption of free software, then you need to be able to have people use hardware to use the free software, period. I get it that companies are not willing to help you. It is going to be a major pain in the ass, but that's not an excuse to not do it. Like, that's an excuse to ask people for more money. Like, in my opinion, I would give you money if that's what you were doing. If anyone from the FSF is ever watching this, like, I would give you money if that was your main goal. Like, that was your, not sole focus, but at least the major one. You can always reverse engineer software. So, I mean, they could do it. And again, reverse engineering it is going to be way more difficult than if you can find a way to work with a vendor. But I mean, again, that's another big thing with the free software. They don't really convey messages in a way that is conducive to someone wanting to help them, if that makes any sense. So they are spending money on doing what you're telling them to. Proof. I'll be paying attention to my Discord private messages. You just shoot me a link. Give me some proof. Because I don't believe that for a moment. I'd like to see that somewhere in writing. Well, I mean, yeah, you are right. They do stick to the word. The FSF is, they're definitely good in that sense. Okay. All right, we got a link. Hold on. Let me drag this over here. All right, so revenue 1.35 million, expenses 1.5 million, total assets 2.62. What the fuck? Do you have an asset? $2.6 million in assets? What the fuck? What assets are they holding? Brother, I have never looked into this, and this is disturbing to see. They get $1.3 million in donations. Investment income. Okay. Executive compensation. Other salaries and wages. Okay. Am I missing something? Um, uh, can we get, do you have a link for, like proof that they're spending the money on developing hardware drivers? Because I mean, I see that they're paying $680,000 in wages a year, but I don't see how that's broken up. Oh, you got to get to go and work soon. All right. Well, yeah, I don't believe for a second that they're actually employing anyone to develop those drivers. I'd have to see something to, and I'm open to seeing something that changes my, I'm always open to changing my mind, okay? But still, I don't believe for a second that they're doing it, because they don't talk about it for shit. So yeah, but most likely, Josh, even though it's all public information, they're probably not giving detailed breakdowns of everything. But if they are, I mean, I'm definitely down for doing some sleuthing, going over their tax records and figuring out, like, if we can, who the salaries are going to, and then we can figure out if those people are working on drivers or anything. What's more important to you, the core utils and the whole GNU stack, or the hardware drivers? Well, it's kind of an unfair question, because without the hardware drivers, I give a fuck all about the GNU core utils and all that. Like, look, if I don't, like, Wi-Fi is one of those things that, like, I can't live without today. Yes, I've got Ethernet in my house, but there are plenty of times where I need to use my computer and I don't have internet. Like, or Ethernet, I should say. Wi-Fi is a must, man. Like, I don't even know how people pretend that it's not. Sure, you might not be using Wi-Fi right now, but it is a must. It's a basic hardware feature. If that's not there, that's a big problem. And the only reason I'm focusing on the Wi-Fi drivers is because they're the easy one. Like, you could go into other hardware specific stuff, but that's why. Let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it right on topic. Yeah, like, again, my problem has nothing to do with the free software movement or anything like that. Just has to do with the FSF of current day. Sure, in the past, they probably were really, really great. Did a lot of really good things. But to me now, I don't see a value add in having them around. And I know also this is a very controversial topic. Like, I totally understand that, because there's probably a lot of you that do support the FSF. And I mean, look, I'm not trying to upset you or like anything. I'm just genuinely speaking my own opinion. Yes, okay, but you're using proprietary firmware and maybe drivers for all those things while using the GNU utils. Yeah, but my again, the point is going back to the FSF. If they had their way, I wouldn't have those proprietary drivers or firmware, which is a problem for me. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, their ideology is against what I want. Like, I want their ideology, but with the truest version of freedom, where if I want to use non-free, it should not be a hassle for me to do it. Just in the same way that using non-free software shouldn't be a hassle. No, nothing should be a hassle. It should just be an option. I would like that. Well, honestly, I will say, all right, we're totally shifting the conversation away from the FSF, but yeah, the RISC-V stuff will change everything. Like, RISC-V will improve a lot. Like, I got to be honest, my opinion is that RISC-V will do more for the free software movement than the FSF will. RISC-V will do a lot for the free software movement. It already has. It's getting better. Like, dude, I'm telling you, the first chance I get to switch over to RISC-V as a desktop computer, I'm taking it. I've already messed around with RISC-V development boards. RISC-V is fucking awesome. It is so good. It is getting better and better. They're making better chips all the time. You're more like the FSF than you realize. They would say you should opt out for Wi-Fi with open drivers, like you say, not to use NVIDIA, for basically the same reasons. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they might say that, but they don't give you, like, there's no alternative. Like, for them, it's either you use free software, or if there is no alternative for proprietary software with non-free, you just don't use the thing. And I'm like, that's not an option for people. Like, look, I would tell somebody don't buy an NVIDIA card. But if you have an NVIDIA card, you have every right to use it on Linux. You have every, like there should be no problem with you using the proprietary driver. I highly doubt the FSF would actually get along with that, with my take on that. Yeah, I know. It's my Wi-Fi. Yeah, sorry about the frame drops. I have not used an Intel Arc GPU, but Josh has, and they're great. From everything I've heard, the drivers are awesome. They're rapidly improving all the time. Intel does have some of the best drivers on Linux, so definitely. Yes, RISC-V does have a long way to go, but I'm patient. I'm patient. I'll get my RISC-V, dude. It'll happen. Are they the PETA of software? Yeah, actually, yes. Yes, that's actually the most. Yeah, that's good. I've never heard that before, but yeah, I would agree with that statement. Too bad to be covered, according to him. A big RTS player. this okay. It sounds like to me like what I'm thinking probably happened in like his mind of why he said that is probably just because he's lazy as shit and didn't want to try it out. Like that's what I'm assuming, because I can't see someone who's into RTS games playing 0AD and being like, dude, this is so bad. Like it's pretty close to like Command and Conquer, Age of Empires, that kind of stuff. If you like RTS games and you don't like 0AD, I don't what? You're literally just quoting Stallman there. Wait, hold on. Josh, give me the exact quote of what I said that Stallman would say, or did say, whatever. Give me the quote. Because this has to be outside of the context that I'm thinking. Like it can't, there's no way he said what I'm thinking you're about to say. There's no way. Why did Hannah Montana Linux fail? Because people are stupid and don't appreciate greatness when it hits them. That's why. Hannah Montana Linux was beautiful, and anyone who used it loved it. It was great. It was beautiful. It's all our fault for letting it die. We should have kept it alive. It was great. Anybody who wants to bring back Hannah Montana Linux, I fully support that decision. And please, for the love of God, do it. Lots of gatekeeping in an IRC. I honestly don't know. I never checked out the Gen 2 IRC. Never tried it. But my experience with most Gen 2 users is they're very helpful. I have no idea about the mailing list, Reddit, anywhere else. Wait, there was a Rebecca Black OS. Get out of here. Get out of here. Nuh-uh, you're totally lying. Rebecca Black OS, get out. No. No. Okay, this is lame as hell. Damn. Man, I thought this was going to be great. This is... Get the hell out of here with this crap, man. Come on, Rebecca Black OS, you could have had the default wallpaper be like, what is that RB? Come on, man. No. Bad. Bad. So bad. It should have had Rebecca Black pictures. Should have had her picture be the start menu logo. Like, that was just bad. Like if we're gonna do distros based off of like musicians for the lulls, come on, man. You gotta put more effort into it than that. That was bad. But I do like that they're shipping Wayland. Oh wait, hold on. FSF. Dude, y'all just keep trying to drag me back into this conversation. 2021 filing. Okay, so here we go. A much more broken down version of their expenses. Education and outreach program. Okay. Beginning projects, collaborative development. So the license education program. Okay, so the only thing here that I can see that might be it be this here. This section. Collaborative development and distribution of an operating system. But I mean this could literally just be comprised of GUIX development. Because the salary would be like what, 4 or 5 people at most. Right? I mean, let's assume they're not getting paid very well for developers. Oh wait, what am I opening up a terminal for? Let's do, what was it? What was the total value? 340,000. So let's do 340, 500 divided by, let's just say the average salary is 60K. Yeah, so 5 to 6 people. So I mean, there's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any trust for the FSF, and I don't know. I guess it would be better. Like, I personally, the only thing that would really change a lot of my opinion on it is seeing them actually talk about trying to improve and get free software on the desktop for regular people, so they could just use free software everywhere for their whole system. Like, I don't know, that seems to be their goal, and they don't really do stuff to make it a possibility. Wait, hold on. Wait. The distro watch screenshot is the post. Is the post the lawsuit? Oh, that, wait, they had a lawsuit? Wait, no. What? Hold on. Yo, this is getting deep. Hold on. Remember Black OS. Hold on. Is there any come on. This is so lame. Dude, do they not have anything about the lawsuit? OS lawsuit. Come on, brother. I want some juicy deets. Come on. Thank God it didn't play. Damn. Valdi's still here. I'm just using Firefox right now. Oh, hold on. I still got Vivaldi. We were actually using Vivaldi not too long ago. I've already told you don't confirm. It's going to keep asking me that. That's going to annoy me. Don't have a good one, Hip Dad. Yeah, I'll use Google as a calculator. Why not? I don't have a calculator app installed. I don't normally need one. I'll just open up a tab and use Google. Got a calculator, why not? Well, I know they develop all kinds of free software, but I think they waste a lot of money in other places. I think they do. I know you could make an argument that they're not wasting it, all that stuff, but I would make the same argument towards Mozilla. They waste money in all kinds of fucking places when the only place they need to focus on is making sure they have a really great browser. Other than that, screw everything else. Like, doesn't matter. Make a great browser, keep Thunderbird running. Like, Thunderbird is good. Like, I don't think it's as used as Firefox, but you know, the dev behind it was sued, or maybe he was just got an angry letter. But yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That stinks. He got sued, but it's good. Roman, welcome. Hope you're doing good up there in Canada. I don't think spending money on GNU and the stuff that people actually use is wasting money. I don't know, man. I see them doing a lot of initiatives and spending a time doing a lot of stuff that I think is a complete waste of time. So, yeah, I mean, look, if all they worked on was GNU and developing drivers and getting free software implemented for things that it's not already implemented in, that would be great. I think spending money on the GNU core utils and GNU, like, well, just GNU is fine. Don't have any problem with that. But all the meetups, all of the classes to get people, I don't even know. Like, they've had a whole bunch of initiatives for doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, there's all the time there's new stuff that they're doing. Like, I think most of it's a waste of time. Thunderbird is independent. It may be. I can never remember. I think it is independent. Servo was a good project. I don't know what Servo is. And we got Rust due to that. I have no idea what Servo is, but hey, I mean, cool. But again, I think what the Free Software Foundation should be doing is looking out and doing things that benefit free software, period. And a lot of the stuff they do spreads awareness of it, but doesn't fix any of the core problems that people have with free software in transitioning to it. So I love that we got I spent probably an hour there explaining my opinions on the FSF. Okay, so Thunderbird is developed Mozilla Foundation. I didn't even know Mozilla had a foundation. I don't keep up with all that crap. And my wifey's going out. Okay, there it goes. Frame drops are done. Oh yeah, good. Okay, dude, the GNOME president stuff. I hope she does a good job and everything, but dropping frames. Good load. Dropping a lot of frames. Holy heck. Wowzers. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I'm going to go ahead and end the stream so I can work on my computer, figure out how I can get this thing plugged up through Ethernet without Having any problems? Got anything you want to talk about before we start wrapping up? Well, Wi-Fi is not crap. It's when you put, so between the antenna and the router, there is a table, a desk, mattress, door, hall, then kitchen counter, refrigerator, closet, and then there's the router. So I really don't think I can blame Wi-Fi for it. Be more of my idiotic placement of a router inside of a, I don't know, a kitchen cabinet. Look, it was the only place we could put it. It's actually in the pantry. For some reason, the person who designed this house thought all of the internet and everything should be wired up inside of the kitchen pantry for some ungodly reason. Yes, PinePhone Pro. It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, if I had one, I'd use it, but it couldn't be my daily driver, because one of the reasons that I use an iPhone is because of its camera. And a lot of the processing features of the camera make things that I do, like creating thumbnails and stuff, much, much faster. But I could probably get that over on Android, but I definitely couldn't get that on the PinePhone, and the PinePhone's camera will be shit compared to the one that I have now. So I don't know. Like it's probably a good device. It's definitely going to be slow, because I know people who have it. It is slow, but you can run Linux on it, so that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I would mess around with it, but the state of mobile GNU and Linux is pretty simple. The software is getting really good. Like, the software is pretty dang nice. The hardware is bad. Like, pretty much the only place you're going to get a snappy, really nice phone that's running, Linux is Ubuntu Touch. That's just because it's supported on a lot of flagship, older flagship phones. So, yeah, the refrigerator is the one that, yeah. That's the one that's really doing it. What can we do to save it? There's no saving. It's just manufacturers need to make more powerful phones for Linux. Good Lord. Big Pod, are you down in a bunker? Somebody using the microwave? Oh, that could be it. I do hear the TV going. There could be some popcorn out there. You never know. But with how many times it's cut out and had some frame drops, if the microwave's the problem, that means my family's making a shit ton of popcorn out there. What's the difference between BLK discard and NVMe format? I actually have no idea. Sorry. I don't know. I have no idea about BLK discard, and I don't know anything about NVMe format. I just know I have NVMe drives and SSD drives and hard drives. That's it. Yeah, trust me, I've had a lot of frame drops here recently. Yeah. Ubuntu Touch you can run on like OnePlus devices, Pixel devices. There's some Samsung devices that they run on. Like there's quite a few devices that are supported by Ubuntu Touch. But would people buy expensive GNU/Linux phones? Well, I mean, okay. You don't even have to buy an expensive one because you can so Ubuntu Touch is supported on the Pixel 2 XL or Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. So like you could get one of those. Those are older flagship phones, but they are very nice. Like I've used Ubuntu Touch before. It's phenomenal. I really like Ubuntu Touch. It's very, very good. The app selection is crap, but welcome to Linux on a phone. Like the people making Candy Crush aren't making it for Linux. Duh. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of apps that you're not going to have, but if smartphone features aren't really what you care about and you just want something that makes phone calls, you can browse the internet on it. You can install and mess around with, fun little things, but not mainstream stuff. And you're also fine with, not doing your banking on your phone, then it's great. Like, and I would spend the money to get a device like that. Because for one, I'm not spending $800 on it. Like, no. You have to spend $300-$400 to get if you wanted to get a nice new, like in the box Pixel 2 XL, like probably $300-$400 is what I would expect to spend on that to get a brand new one, like out of the box. So you could have a brand new phone, have good specs for it, and run it. Yeah. Why don't they make a really good dumb phone these days? I don't know. I've seen plenty of good dumb phones. There's plenty of like military grade, like flip phones. You can go get them. You can buy, there's like Asian companies that make knockoffs of Nokias, the old ones, and they're like just as reliable. Like you can run over them with a small truck and it'll be fine. Well, yeah, you could do it in the browser. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. But I'm saying like mobile banking with like, an easy to use made for the phone app. Yeah, you're not going to get that. But yeah, as long as you can do it through the browser, you're fine. Why don't they use UVC camera or whatever standard laptop cameras use? I have no idea. They actually might do that. They might actually be using a modified webcam like driver and controller board for it. I have no idea. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, again, if you assuming that there is a web app or something that you can do inside of the browser, you'll be fine. But if you're expecting to do your banking with a app, or because a lot of websites do this, a lot of banks won't let you use the website if your screen resolution is below a certain size. I wouldn't say a lot of banks do this, but some do this. So like there are some that you won't be able to do your mobile banking on, so it's not a guarantee. But all just depends. Is Wi-Fi spoofing illegal? Um, uh, Probably not, but I don't know. I would be very surprised if you could get convicted for it and it'd be a crime. But it's definitely an illegal gray area. Oh no, 4 sirloin steaks? No, brother. Oh, that sucks. Well, I've got food for me sitting out here. Buddy needs to go and be walked. So, I'm going to head on off. Thank all of you guys for being here. It's been a great live stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button before you head on out. Also, if you're not subscribed, maybe hit that because, you know, I do these live streams and videos quite frequently, so maybe you'll enjoy sticking around. There's also links to my Patreon down in the description, as well as all my other links. So, you know, if you want to reach out through email, all that stuff, it's down there. Hop over on the Discord, chat with us. And then, of course, Patreon, if you want to support the channel, go over and above. There's also channel memberships on here too, so you can do that as well. I named them. The memberships have great names. They're phenomenal names, you know, like Zany Plus Pro, Zany Plus Pro Max, you know, all that good stuff. So I will see you boys in the next one. Thank all of you guys for supporting, watching, chat, especially chatting. Thank you for hanging out, talking. I had a lot of fun, and this is pretty much exactly what I wanted to do for the stream. Sit around, talk, BS. Talking about the FSF did get a little tense there for a second, but hopefully I didn't upset anyone with my take on it. And yeah, thank you guys for chatting. See you in the next one. Oh boy.